31 Game by Yemo Park. My game is based on the historical feminist board game Pankhurst Quiz. Pank refers to Emmeline Pankhurst, the famous leader of the British suffragette movement in the early 20th century. She fought for women's right to vote. Squiff refers to H.H.S. Squiff, the British Prime Minister during much of that time. He was seen as an opponent to the suffragette cause, at least initially, because he didn't support the women's movement early on. So the name Pankhurst Quiz is a play on the conflict between Pankhurst and Asquith, essentially the struggle of the suffragettes versus the British political establishment. Players take on the roles of suffragettes and try to secure voting rights by navigating through parliament and overcoming various political obstacles. I took inspiration from the format and reimagined it through the lens of our own lives as young female artists. The game follows a similarly winding, sometimes absurd journey, only instead of parliament, our board includes spaces and moments in our lives. What I really liked in the original Pankhurst Quiz spiral design was how its shape suggested some kind of infinity. Unlike the suffragette movement, our lives as artists don't have a clear endpoint. They keep going, repeating struggles and joyful moments over and over. I also love how the rules of snakes and ladders are so simple and intuitive, making the game beautifully accessible. That's when the image of an infinite snake came to my mind. The design was inspired by Ouroboros, an ancient symbol of a snake eating its own tail, forming a perfect circle. It's said to represent the endless cycle of life, death and rebirth, as well as infinity and eternal return. Just like the Ouroboros, this game is infinite, reflecting our own lives as artists, a continuous loop of enjoyment, challenge, growth and doubt. You need 1 dice and a small item to play with for each player. The game may be played by 2 to 6 players. Each player chooses a small item suffragette, in our case any small item you want to play with, and places it outside square 1, in the mouth of the snake. The game proceeds by dicing with 1 dice and moving as many squares forward as dots are cast. The green snakes help you to move forward, while the pink snakes send you backwards. Field 6. Coffee with a friend. Invite a friend to where you are. Field 15. You are hungover and you need to rest for 2 rounds. Field 17. Improvise daytime drinking. Invite a friend to where you are. Field 18. Thinking about being a mom. Maybe pause for a round. Field 21. Chilling in the park. Invite a friend to where you are. Field 24, discussing art in good company, invite a friend to where you are. Field 31, gelato after a studio day, invite a friend to where you are. Field 39, evening with friends, invite a friend to where you are. Game on.